But yeah, I'm saying once again on that J train wave, son. I'm walking down the stairs and one young, I call her a young joint right now, but young teenage lady is talking to her other friend saying that yeah, nah, I don't want you getting too many feelings early. About this particular dude, I don't know about him, but I don't want you falling head over heels. And I don't want you catching the one pulling the fucking the taser out. To which her friend replied, like, nah, bitch, he got a gun. To which her friend replied, oh yeah, nah, nigga, I fuck with got a gun too. And here we are in these slums of Brooklyn.
What stop on the J train was that?
Oh, Halsey, all day, baby. Right next to the next to the Popeyes and the Dunkin' Donuts.
That explained everything. You didn't even have to attach it.
I'm trying to bring us in on a certain plight, but somewhat comedic aspect too, because as I'm walking down the stairs, all I heard was, yeah, no, I don't want you falling too head over heels, and as I'm getting down the stairs, all I heard was, yeah, dude I'm fucking with has a gun too. And I guess that's the age we living in, or is that the age we've always been living in?
It is. Without doxing myself, we work in security, and
well, they know we do security.
I know we mentioned it before. That's why I feel comfortable saying it.
Top flight of the world, baby.
Yeah, exactly, top flight security. So the other day, I found a gun in this fine woman's purse.
Oh yeah.
I was stunned because
how fine was she?
She was like Sage Steele, but like not a white supremacist or whatever. Like she was like a young, Sage Steele. She was almost as tall as me.
Oh no.
Which, like that's why I was shocked because I
so
was like,
she may have been able to dunk on you.
Probably. I looked through this woman's purse. It was a normal purse. You know how it is when you're bag checking, right?
Right. Then the strap was there.
And then the strap was just chilling at the bottom. I was like, oh, what's that?
So she may have been from out of town.
No. So as it turns out, without getting too much into it,
was she from Yonkers?
You and this Yonkers crazy, son. That Yonkers might have to be the title. Straight out of Yonkers at the end of the world. Maybe go with that.
Listen, I mean, after the Locks and Dipset fucking battle, Yonkers has they've risen out of the ashes yet again. So.
Or been plummeted into obscurity, as you mentioned earlier, seeing how they did Tommy Dreamer there a couple weeks ago or a month ago now almost.
Well, you know what? I don't think they claim him anymore anyway.
That's fine. That's fine. Either way, found a gun in old girl's purse. She was an officer, and
so she was a tall cop.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, oh shit, like because usually I see a lot of officers' wives and stuff like that.
Shout out to all the sexy cops out there.
That's why I was shocked because again, you have a woman who is like 6'2", almost looking at me. I just seen a gun.
She may be a kickboxer on the low
in a small purse, like because it was a gun, like a nice gun.
So it was some 007 shit. She had some Harlem Night shit, boy.
She had the straight GoldenEye in the purse.
The small strap.
It was,
but
crazy.
She had the evening gown with the small strap.
Nah, she was regular. That's why I think I was shocked. Like you know what I'm saying, she was on some regular shit.
She showed up hoodied and timmed out?
Nah, she was in the white top and the jeans and the nice, heel boots that, nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why she was so tall. Like, I was just like, oh, shit.
I ain't gonna hold you, boy. That's either a cop or a goon, son.
I thought, like, her, and I don't mean to be sexist, y'all.
Both sexy. Don't get it twisted, baby. Y'all both look good.
But I thought like she was holding the gun for her like mans or whatever who she was with.
Nah, boy, she's a sharpshooter.
No, that's her gun. I was like, oh, you got to turn that in. I don't want to go too much into this, but
yeah. Anybody that does security knows,
The reason why I bring this up, besides
that
an interesting story, is that we often talk about perception. We have much in prior episodes, and once again, I find myself talking about it more and more these days. Not only in the context of real life shit, but also as far as the NBA is concerned, because my favorite time of year is this time of year because my birthday coming up.
Couple of days ahead of us.
Shout out to the Devil's Night. But the reason why I like this time of year, beyond the fact that it's my birthday and Scorpio season or whatever, if you buy into that,
shout out to the Scorpios.
Is
I fuck with y'all.
It's funny because we are much maligned. They call us demons and shit. Like, and it's fine. It's fine. I've accepted.
Not demons, but very spicy.
You know what? Cast in chat. I've accepted that I'm a demon. If that's what I am, that's what I am. I'll hold that. It is what it is.
Oh, you're a demon. You're definitely a part of the Slithery house.
Exactly. If I'm a Slytherin, that means I'm a demon, right? Like, that's how it goes, I guess. Harry Potter rules. Either way, perception is quite important. And before we really get into that, as far as we're going to talk about today, once again, we're going to do our patented intro right in the middle of, 6 minutes shy of when we started talking about stuff.
We're gonna apply the titanium white with the phthalo blue, a little bit of the alizarin crimson, and I'm saying we're gonna bring that good that edge knife out to create those beautiful mountains.
So with that crazy colorway that you just described right there,
yes,
let these niggas know who you are, sir. Once again into the breach,
Oh, once again. And one more time after that. I can only be the light-skinned bandit. The bandit who is light-skinned and the one who is still in the show at certain points. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you coined that, didn't you, as an alias, the show stealer?
As opposed to...
So you didn't stomp on Shawn Michaels with gimmick infringement?
I'm saying I'm not saying I'm the show stealer. I'm just saying I may steal a show. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get into that once we get the good the biopic going. But with that said, you know what I'm saying, another dude behind the mic. You know what I'm saying, trying to make it a little bit iron. Not all the way iron. I don't think I have enough pigeons to be Iron Mike, but you know what I'm saying, we here.
Also,
we
I'm
there.
not from Brownsville. Then again, a nice fun fact. I'm less worried about being doxxed at this point. I come from the X. If I haven't mentioned that before.
You have.
And a fun little fact about where I come from. 219th Street and White Plains Road. That's not exactly where I live, but it's close enough for y'all if you give enough of a shit when niggas is relevant later and you want to research that.
When y'all ready for that Liquid Snake tour.
So on White Plains Road, I haven't been there in a while, but when I was coming up, there is a pigeon club on White Plains Road between 219th Street and 217th Street, because 218th Street doesn't intersect with White Plains Road.
Right.
As far as I know, when I grew up. Who knows what the fuck it looks like now? A nigga hasn't been out there in almost a decade or more. So
the Pigeon Club has become the fucking League of Owls.
As far as I know, again, speaking of employment, a place I used to work at, I worked with another dude who's from the Bronx. He lives in that area, and he said as recently as 4 years ago or 3 years ago.
That's not recent, but I feel you.
Recent more than I've been there recently. Like, he's out there.
This really does sound like some Batman shit.
It is. It's an origin story. So
it really is.
So more recent than me.
The last slice.
Dear audience, there's a pigeon club out there on White Plains Road. Not
a club full of hoes.
Well, who knows? I've never been in there. You never know.
Oh, well.
From the outside, it's pretty nondescript. Like, if I was really on
around, that shit is.
If I was really on my research shit, I would take the 2 train right up to 219th Street and snap a picture of the Pigeon Club for the thumbnail of this episode right now.
At this point, you gotta go in.
Damn. I might. You know what? I don't want to make no promises. If I promise it, then I gotta do it.
I mean, you gotta put that in the atmosphere. So.
The point is, the Pigeon Club is there on White Plains Road. Shout out to those who know what White Plains Road is in the X.
And the Pigeon Club.
And pigeon clubs in general. There's a pigeon club there on 219th Street or near it, where they cultivated pigeons, like, you know, some folks do. Out here in the slums of East Williamsburg, there's at least 4 of those out here, as far as I can tell. The dudes who, you know, wave a stick with a rag, you know, they train their pigeons to, you know, so they get exercise to fly out of the coop.
Right.
And to recognize where their house is. So they wave the stick and the pigeons fly around in a circle. So if you see a bunch of pigeons flying around in a circle, it's a good chance that a guy is somewhere on a roof somewhere waving them in that direction so that they fly around in the circle.
See, now, look. The problem with that is the pigeon clubs have probably took great losses ever since the fucking pandemic hit because of...
You think so? I would imagine that more dudes will have more time to take care of them, right?
No. Flow with me, brother, because of those weekly checks, and you threw out the Pigeon Club, I'll throw out the fucking Fireworks Club. You know, these various motherfuckers that seem to have...
Hold on one second. Like, we're over here delving into, like, deep topics. We're almost 13 minutes in. We ain't even see the title of the fucking show yet. Well, guys, I am, of course, once again, for about, 25 episodes or so. Technically 50, but y'all don't know about the lost episodes.
The lost episodes.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we may have to really get drunk and just cry over that shit on one of these episodes.
I'm still upset, guys. Like, maybe a little... we might do a short about that someday to really... Because it's my failure. Not even the Lightskin Bandit failure. It's my failure.
Nah, but it was due to technical difficulties.
But it's on me because I had the files. Either way,
you had some files. You didn't have all the files.
I had all the files. Either way,
the point is, he will forever be
the most liquid of snakes. The one of vast liquidity. I'm just gonna embrace it now that you have put it out there in the last couple episodes.
The reason that liquidators are in existence. He's the one that started.
That might be the thumbnail. I'm gonna use the liquidator from Darkwing Duck as the thumbnail for this episode. Like,
we can do that. Ass. I was talking about the store, but we can do that too.
Nah. The liquidator was cooler from Darkwing Duck, son.
Oh no, much cooler because only liquidators I knew about was in Long Island, but
nah. Darkwing Duck all the way, son. All day.
That may be what the third Darkwing Duck reference we have.
We always keep referencing the one with the Justice Ducks, but the Liquidator was one of his villains, and he's a dog, but he's like a hydro dog.
No, yeah, I know.
So
he was one of his main ones.
He was. That's why I thought he was cool because he wasn't just I don't want to say just a duck, but like a lot of his villains were ducks, and I like that they switched it up for like this particular guy.
Yes, sir.
And he was like, he was like a salesman, right? So he's like mad hokey and shit.
That's what it was. He was one of those cornballs. It was a lot of cornballs in, I forgot the city.
Oh man, I'm blanking right now. I'm blanking on their city right now.
All right.
Niggas gonna be upset. All the Disney nerds, they be like, yo, they're gonna be just posting like, yo, fuck you. You don't know anything.
All right, well, quiet as kept. I still don't have the Disney app. So after this, I think I'll cap out. Fuck.
All I'm trying to say, niggas, is that this is the Triple P. It always has been, no matter for how many episodes we've done.
3 Ps, baby.
The Perfect Plex Podcast. Shout out to Shane Douglas. Shout out to Mr. Perfect. I'm sorry I put Mr. Perfect after Shane Douglas, but he was the first one that came to mind.
No, you saved the best for last.
Exactly. The namesake of the podcast. I guess it could be a podcast because, we be doing long episodes, know what I'm saying?
I'm saying in case I don't think we ever explained that, but, it's the Perfect Plex because, I'm saying we give y'all a little bit of what y'all want, and we try to do that in the most technical, fundamental, yet flashy way possible.
Is that our origin story? Origin story, is that the title? Origin story at the end of the world, or Liquidator at the end of the world?
Nah. It's Stone Love at the end of the world.
We'll see where we're at an hour from now.
That's right.
Welcome back, either way, folks. I'm Liquid Snake, and the guy to my left is a Lightskin Bandit. Shout out to y'all who choose to sit here every week or every other week to listen to us for 1 to 2 hours.
Whenever the fuck y'all click on this on whatever thumbnail we choose.
Yo, if you doing your compra to this, or if you cleaning your bathroom, as I often do to podcasts, washing your dishes, you know what I'm saying, cooking,
getting high,
working out, whatever you doing. So, like,
you know what I'm saying, if we can be that motivation, and I mean, then I guess at this point we finally got our sexy voices together.
Yeah, I guess this is where I embrace my sexy caramel. Shout out to ladies in the chat. I'm glad you joined me right now.
And once again, baby,
I'm appreciative of your ears.
Listen.
Your time. And
I need to stop playing these games. You know what I mean?
Was that good? That was a good sexy voice right there. Like,
yes, sir. You know what I mean? Listen,
I'm gonna have to ask my mans who listen to this who like if it's enough. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It came from the diaphragm. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta know who to ask. You gotta know who to. I mean, you gotta know who to blast. But at the same time, once again, as I said, and goddamn it, I done told your ass. We missed you, baby.
We did. It hasn't been that long, but it feels like it's been a while.
It's been
the
long
last
enough.
few episodes have been some odysseys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen. I mean, we tried to get the satin sheets. That didn't work. Yeah, I mean, we didn't told your ass we got the alpaca slippers, but
it's a nice callback.
That don't seem to work.
It's a good reference right there.
You know what I'm saying? I guess we gotta fucking. I guess we gotta go to the outskirts of somewhere in Wales or fucking some ill French Riviera to get some ill ass wine for your ass. But if that's what it takes, then you know what? I'm all the way out there, baby. All the way out there.
Tell them what you're on about, son. You hit them with the flowery light skin shit too soon, son. That usually comes at the end after the prophecies and the hard-hitting analysis that they come here for.
True indeed, but I mean, again, once again, bro, at this point, all that is just. No, I guess at this point, all I can call that is just foreplay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got the
a lost art.
Well, yeah, stay tuned for that episode, folks. But you know,
we always say this, but we're really trying to cook some things up beyond, you know,
we are cooking things.
This sports stuff is easy. Like, we could do this.
It is, but at the same time, we have such a buffet, or as certain individuals will pronounce it, a buffet of sports right now. We're in the best season for sports.
Definitely.
So it's kind of hard not to talk about that, but
that inspires a question. What is the best season for sports, in your opinion?
The fall.
Out of the four.
The fall.
Why?
Because we're a little bit past that right now, but
not fall just started.
No. What I'm talking about specifically. All right. I'll give you an example. All right. That classic season from the Warriors back in 2016, 2017. No, 2015, 2017. 2016, excuse me. Been swigging a little bit, excuse me. I remember me and brother Scramsies were chilling, and
shout out to Scrams.
I mean, shout out to him, but no shout out to his Lakers.
Try to get him for this one, so you could give us some early Lakers analysis. But
he's somewhere hiding in Jersey.
He's busy negotiating his next 10-day contract with us. And
well, I mean, you know what?
Your man's is a little greedy. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you know what, bro? That seems to be the situation with most, if not all, of our guests. But it is what it is. You know
Why aren't they just happy to take the 10-day contract? Shouldn't they be happy for the exposure? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, because once they get that taste of the Spice Melange, you know, they they feel like they swag has went up about 15 fucking HP points.
Nah, they gotta earn that pizza, fam. They gotta earn that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, yeah.
I'm not a cheap nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but
you gotta pay to play. You know what I mean?
Once again, folks, we're about quality as opposed to quantity.
Nah, we're about both, son. Our last 2 episodes averaged 2 hours, my nigga.
Well, I'm talking about the product.
You know.
Not the views. I'm talking about the product. You know what I'm saying? Look, McDonald's can give out 1,000 burgers,
but you'll remember a good burger for the rest of your life if it's that good.
I mean,
you know? You'll remember who cooked it. You remember where you were. You remember how you felt when you ate it.
Oh shit! I made a couple of good burgers last night, but there was no Ed. There was no Ed around, but or no good sauce. But either way, folks, we're here to talk about where we are right now. You know what I'm saying? We're in the fall season, or what is perceived to be the fall season. And I mean, we have that, well, some people will call it the holy trinity of sports in regards to football, basketball, and baseball. Baseball, or American football, depending on where the fuck you at. But, no, this is definitely the best season because, you know what I mean, you get a little taste of everything you want. It used to be cuffing season, but cuffing season seems to be.
That's a different sport. That's its own episode, my guy. As you referenced.
Stay tuned for that one too, folks.
And that's what we need, a cuffing season episode. Because we had a cuffing season episode in the Lost Tapes.
Yeah. See, I forgot about that.
You know nah. It's literally cuffing season at the end of the world, man.
That's yes.
I am ashamed. If I could, I would be on my knees right now in front of this mic, like, crying because, I mean, you know, we're better now, but dudes is on it from the beginning. Like, I'm not afraid to Barry Dorso that. No, Barry Horowitz. Barry Dorso is another dude entirely, excuse me. Barry Horowitz, look that up. Pat yourselves on the back when you do so.
That's yes.
You know what I'm saying? But we gotta cook it right now, so I'm not mad at it. This is, like you said, this is the holy trinity for, you know, even though we don't cover it as much, and again, for our baseball fans, I don't want to make it seem we don't care about baseball, but I guess unless the Braves win the chip, then I guess I care.
But look, all right, understand something right now, son. As a Yankees fan, son. Well, shit, just having to go through fucking Boston against the fucking Astros was, and getting back to our daily lives. I had some dude walk past me as I'm at the door at, one of the first spots I'm working at, and he heard the commotion. He was like, yo, what's going on in there? I'm like, yo, it's mad fucking Astro fans in the spot. And he's like, yo, who they playing? I'm like, they playing the Red Sox. And then he looked in there and he thought for a second and he was like, so in other words, this is the asshole series. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much, bro. Like, he's like, yeah, bro, I couldn't even tell you who the fuck I could root for, but both teams are full of assholes.
What's hilarious is, in the wake of all that, I've definitely heard a lot of, and I never heard this, even back in the days of Chipper Jones, and who else? Abreu, remember?
And Greg Maddux.
Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine.
Yeah.
Who's the third pitcher in that triangle that I'm forgetting right now?
This dude that eventually went to the Yankees.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cone.
Yeah, David Cone, was he in that trilogy? David Cone was in that?
He was on
that rotation?
The later part of that.
I feel like there's another guy in that. Glavine was the closer. Maddux was like the ace or whatever. There's another guy.
See, Maddux was kind of old by that point.
Yeah, but he was like
it was Smoltz.
Yeah, exactly.
Jimmy Smoltz, right?
Yeah. John Smoltz.
John Smoltz, yeah.
John Smoltz.
Yes.
Yes, sir. That was the unholy trilogy, depending on who you are.
Yeah, but they never figured that Yankee dynasty out though.
Nah, that's why this is kind of special because
Shout out to '99 and '96
and '96, but they got smoked in '99, son. So
no. See,
so I'm kind of happy for them that they're in it now against the team that is not in New York or the tri-state area or any of that. So
you know what, you and me both, bro. Because again, I cannot root for the fucking Astros, bro.
Shout out to JD. So. Yeah, especially since where were they before? Houston.
What, the Astros?
Yeah. Or am I thinking the Expos? I'm thinking the
No.
Expos.
They were always in the, but all right, no,
Yeah,
Houston, no.
Expos.
Astros, they used to be in the NL, but then they moved to the AL.
That's
when
why, yeah.
when I think the Nationals came about, but yeah. But no. I never been to Houston, but
look at this crispy baseball coverage. There you go. Our fans can't bitch about that. This hard hitting analysis. Right
it's
here.
hard not to talk about
right.
certain shit when, there's some hot sauce on this right now. You know what I'm saying
On the fish sandwich. Is that the catchphrase now? Hot sauce.
Nah, it's not the fish sandwich. It's not the fish sandwich. Right now, it's. It might be like the hot sauce on maybe the pork chop sandwich.
I can't think the last time I had a pork chop sandwich was.
That's why I threw that out there.
I might have one tonight.
Mom Duke's definitely fried some chops early. That's why I had to throw that out.
So it's on your mind.
Oh, day, baby.
Excellent analysis. I definitely want the Braves to win. Even
at this point, I have no choice but to go for them. Even though I never thought I would root for them, but
here we are. So.
Like you said, boy, you know what? Just because of brother JD.
Shout out to JD
he
from
deserves,
New York.
He deserves some happiness.
Yeah, and that'll make him very happy. So I'll give him that. I hope that happens for you, JD. Because honestly, I don't have a dog in the fight in terms of baseball. So
no,
Once
the Yankees got bumped by the Sox,
that was that.
Once again, fuck. I won't say fuck Boston, but fuck the Sox.
So there's that out of the way. Do you want to jump right into basketball? Do you want to talk about MMA this upcoming Saturday? My birthday. Shout out to me. I'm an old ass nigga, but
not old, but just old in the game.
Well, I have some level of wisdom. I like to look at it as because I've talked to dudes who are actually old. They're like, and I tell them how old I am, and they're like, "You're not old."
You know what?
So that makes me feel a little better.
We'll, you know what? We'll go through just the appetizers right now, and I'll take that over for you. The fight that happened over the weekend was Jamel Herring and Shakur Stevenson.
Oh, that's a deep cut. Look at you. You're on some nerd shit right now. Like,
no, I just do a sports podcast. The fight wasn't really. It wasn't Fury and Wilder, because Shakur Stevenson straight out pretty much spanked Herring, who is from Caram, New York. But it's an ill story because they it's one of them stories where they used to be sparring partners and all that shit. So you know what I'm saying, shit, it was alright. But Shakur Stevenson spanked him out. He's definitely a name that everybody should be looking towards and for. But outside of that, it's been pretty much mad injuries in football. The NBA season started last Tuesday. Both of your boys have joined a fantasy league, so we'll talk about that fuckery. And
spoiler alert: in week 2 of the season, they put us against each other.
Once again, it was bound to happen.
Could we collude here? I guess we're recorded, so we can't collude, son, because God forbid. A little story time real quick with the snake. When I used to do Yahoo Fantasy years and years ago, the first time I did fantasy, the dude who formed the league, the GM, was like best friends or like homies with like.
Yeah, there was collusion.
There was collusion in like the third place team. The biggest example I remember is one of the teams who had been lucky enough to draft Yao Ming in his best season during the Rockets. What was that, 22 or 24 win streak that they got some years ago?
06, 017.
Yeah, so that team, that Yao Ming, and other really good players.
Yeah, he got injured that season.
Later in the season, yes, but at the time he was cooking.
No, he was.
He was one of the best players in the league, if not the best player.
Shout out to Mutombo.
Not even Tracy McGrady was getting off in the way that
because he was injured too.
Exactly. So Yao Ming really showed that he was a NBA basketball player because people had doubt in him at the time. Even though he's making his free throws and had developed moves around the rim and could shoot from a fair distance out.
And probably was the best big man in the game.
Probably, because the only other dudes I could think of maybe at the time, and forgive me if I'm misremembering, is like niggas like Chris Kaman and I don't know, Joel Prisbilla. Like, and I'm digging here because I'm not gonna research right now.
No,
but
yeah,
like,
I mean, you still have Powell out there.
There was guys. I know I'm disrespecting some dudes. All I'm saying is that Yao was
nobody
cooking,
of any
man.
real.
Yao was out here. Like that's.
Yeah, he was.
I'm still upset as a Rockets stan that. And China, like, I'm sorry, like, I don't mean no hate or nothing, but you basically shot yourselves in the foot by making one of the best players of all time, and he's definitely a best player of all time, not of the 90s or the 2000s or whatever the fuck you want to put him in. Like, I know he didn't play in the 90s. I'm just saying that. Like,
I don't remember. Like, I saw a lot of their names. Did he make that next 25?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen that team yet. That's probably a thing we should talk about, isn't it?
I saw like when they ran like the whole 75 down.
All I know is that Clay is 77 because they clowned him for it. But
you know what?
It.
No,
yeah.
I don't think he made it. I don't remember seeing.
That's disrespect.
That's bullshit.
That is such bullshit. And I understand that there are a lot of players in that and limited spots.
No. See, that's my problem with that bullshit. Kawhi made it, but Dwight Howard nor did Yao Ming make it.
Name 3 players, because I haven't seen the list. Name 3 players who Yao Ming should have made it ahead of in that next 25.
Kawhi, Dame, and shit. Honestly, Westbrook.
I agree with you. That even over Kawhi, who was...
Kawhi should not have been on that.
That's an exemplary player, but
Kawhi should not be on that.
Yao Ming had the potential to be.
I fuck with Dame, but Dame should not be on that.
This might be a hot take for some of y'all. You know, people are sensitive nowadays, so it's hard to say what is a hot take or whatever.
Give a fuck. Dame should not be on that team.
Nah, we don't record this if we don't talk about shit like that. Yao Ming is better than all those guys you just named. Yao Ming.
Honestly, Dwight at his peak was better than all them dudes, man.
And potentially better than Yao had he developed more moves around the basket. But Yao Ming was a, what we call it, right? 5-tool scorer, right? Of baseball. Like.
Well, that's 5-tool pitcher, but yeah.
When he was putting his game.
At the center position.
When he was putting his game together, it was amazing. I was such a fan. He was really what drove me to the Rockets. I was a fan of Tracy McGrady, but T-Mac, but like Yao Ming's game like really drew a team together that shouldn't have been winning as many games as they did in that streak.
No, he was the centerpiece, man.
And that showed me how good he was. Like I knew he was good, but he became like great in that stretch. And had he not gone down, niggas didn't want to see Yao and Tracy McGrady.
No.
In the postseason.
At any point.
No way, son. There's no way. And that defense and Shane Battier and dudes like that.
That's why they kept getting injured, man.
They breathed a sigh of relief. And so that's why I point the finger at China. And don't excommunicate me or anything, China. But you could have had one of the greatest players of all. And he still is, I would argue. But if he had more time and not have been so broken down by having to be on the national team or any of that, because China didn't do shit in the last few Olympics. I'm sorry to shit on y'all, but you know what it is. You know, you thought Jianlian was the answer, but guess what? Like, y'all didn't develop in the way y'all needed to develop to put a team on the floor to deal with the fucking aliens that you're dealing with in other countries.
Man, he was a little too cocky. So.
Well, again, niggas is sucking his fucking cock since he was a young boy. Like, what do you expect? I don't really even put it on him because he tried to show up. He really did. Like, he's another dude. He came out in the wrong era. If he came out now, he would be looked as a good prospect because he could shoot the three. He's long, he's an alien, and he could play some level of defense. That's not bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they had put this weight on his shoulder of being the next Yao Ming, and that was the problem. That was the mistake.
And you know, like you always say,
same thing with Jeremy Lin, as we've talked about for years, guys like that. And yeah, I'm glad that guys like that were able to make an impact on the game. But E.G. Leon should have been he should have been better than a Trivial Pursuit answer to a question. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so wait, James Worthy still didn't make the top 75?
That's disgusting.
Boy, he's number 76.
And Clay after him is 77. So like, that's the skewed. I guess the theme of this episode is perception as usual, y'all. So like,
oh nah, boy, they put Melo in the top 75. So.
Over James Worthy? Wow. Here we go. Live research. Let me know.
I love Melo, but goddamn.
Let me know in the chat because you made an episode about this guy. Let me know if you think Melo is better than James Worthy. A guy who doesn't have a ring over a guy who has at least one.
No, he should be, but he's not.
He's not.
He should be, but he's not.
It's about what is. It's not about what it should be.
So James Worthy.
Hold on. Carmelo Anthony. If we talking about what should be, Carmelo Anthony should be the best small forward of all fucking time.
Ever.
Even over LeBron James, because realistically he's an off guard.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he's a point guard.
No, he's the off guard.
Point forward, whatever you want to call him.
No, he's the off guard. He takes over when need be from an off position. And niggas haven't been able to stop him because not just because he's a tank or whatever, but because he comes at you from angles like in a fight. You're not expecting, even though you've been watching this dude for 19 years right now, like you can't handle what he can do.
That's fine, but he always has the rock in his hand.
Well, that's why he is not undefeated in the finals. That's why he's not one of the best.
Fair enough.
Listen, young boys, you want to talk about how LeBron is the GOAT? You are bugging, bro. And this is coming from a dude who hated Jordan growing up.
Coming from a Pacers fan.
Coming from a Pacers fan that watched Jordan bury Reggie time in and time out. And then I watched the Lakers bury Reggie when they finally made it because Jordan wasn't around like that.
Yeah, but that was Shaq. Well, the gorilla.
My point is the same. They were buried. That's what I'm saying. Burial, son, like super burial. Son.
They had no other options.
And because they had buried Ron because of the madness that happened later in the Pacers timeline. But we're not here to talk about that and my heartbreak. We're here to talk about more modern things in the NBA. This is a great segue, so I'm going to pat myself on the back for that.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to call this episode Barry Horowitz at the end of the world. I know we've gone through 3 of them, but if Action Bronson could have a track on Barry, son, we could do Barry Horowitz at the end of the world. Unless you come with something better, son.
We'll see how that goes.
I'm all ears. We'll see how it goes.
We'll
right?
see how that goes.
So we're going to tie up some loose ends at first. The reason why I talked about earlier in the cast about how this is my favorite time of year because of my birthday or whatever. When I was growing up, the NBA season would often either start on my birthday or be the day before my birthday or be on Halloween itself.
Yeah, it was a festive time.
So for me, it was wonderful. I felt like it was a personal gift to me, especially once I started to appreciate basketball and really be invested in it and all this stuff. Like, I felt so happy because no matter how shitty the year was, no matter how shitty that birthday was, no matter how shitty, life was, you know how it is, y'all. Like, this human being shit is wild. So I could depend on the NBA to at least start in or around my birthday and at least give me a fucking banger to make me feel like I wasn't a useless, tiny, dust particle a fucking dust bunny in the grand tapestry of the universe and existence itself, because we're just one planet in a solar system, in a universe that stretches out for billions and billions and billions of fucking light years,
all day.
and planets and solar systems and all that. So I'm just one man, is all I'm trying to say.
It gave you
this time of year makes me happy.
It gave you a fresh start.
It always does.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not looking for the season,
Yeah.
even if teams that I love like Houston or Indiana aren't doing well, or even Orlando, things like that, I'm just happy that basketball is back, and it gives me something to look forward to. It gives me something to be excited about. And I understand something that even in my youth, even though as a fucking dork ass nerd motherfucker, I was lucky enough to grow up across the street from a park, and so I played sports. In my park that I grew up across the street from, we had basketball courts. I played football with my friends. I played baseball with dudes who had equipment and gloves and bats and stuff like that. So like we could play all types of sports and all types of things on this, wonderful stretch of park in the northern Bronx.
That's yours.
And so I love sports. I love to play them. I like to be good at them. I liked to talk about them. I liked, even as a young boy, because I was a young lad then, right? A young lad of maybe, 12, 13, 14.
That's yours.
So
The adolescence.
that was how I bonded with sports. Even in sport, because people were always telling me, oh, you're a dork. You can't play these sports. You're not about this life, this and that. And, I always just made it my mission in every sport I played to have the highlight play, or to fucking be good at the thing that no one else was good at. So in baseball, I pitched because I was tall. In football, I was usually receiver because I could jump over the coverage. And even though we were playing on concrete, there was no tackle. We played two-hand touch. So I could finish the play and advance the marker. You know what I'm saying? The goalpost.
Yes.
Because there's no field goals. You had to pass or die.
Yeah.
And in basketball, when I learned how to play, I learned that defense, I don't want to say is more important than offense, but once you strangle the other team, then they don't score, because
they have different levels.
The effort, unless they're digging deep, or they're like a scorer by nature, or whatever it is, like, once you air the other team out, that's it, you win. Like, you don't even have to be good at scoring, you just have to score enough to beat them.
And just still stop them from scoring.
I mean, while they're tight, looking at you, shoving you, you getting easy free throws, stuff like that. You're playing 21. You're out here because you are in your opponent's brain and their heart. And once you have that, it's over. As in every sport, no matter.
Easy wave, baby.
Like you said in the last episode, fatigue makes cowards of us all.
Yes.
When I was editing that last episode and listening to it and all these things that I do, that stuck with me a lot, like heavily.
No, that's a Vince Lombardi quote.
And again, you have a greater connection to football than I, so the way that resonated with me was new, and I'd seen that unfold in so many sports, fighting. Basketball, baseball, football, you name it, whatever. Highlight.
Well, if you're tired, you don't want to do shit, son. Except lay down, eat, and lay down.
Or your body, you want to do it, but your body is like, no, I cannot.
I will not.
I will not, and that's it. You lose. Whatever it is, you lose.
Yes.
So to tie it back to all I was talking about, especially in terms of fantasy, this is a special time of year for me. I look forward to it because everything is new storylines, new teams, new trades, new deals, new everything, new drama, and I'm so happy that it falls on my birthday because it feels special to me. It feels like it's personal. It feels like, and I know it's not gifted to me. There's a bunch of niggas that have the same birthday that I do, who are Scorpions like I am, whatever. But ultimately, no matter what's going on in my life, and life is fucking hard for me, guys.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. This is a real outlet for me, but this is for me. Like I can hold this to my chest, especially not to jump ahead a little bit, but what we're gonna talk about with fantasy later, and coming back to it, it's nice. You know, this is a thing I can care about, and even though niggas can make fun of me or talk about how meaningless it is in the grand scheme of things, and being again a small mote of dust in this universe, it matters to me that Josh Hart can't play heavy minutes right now because of his injury, but I really fucking need him, and it's a real tragedy for me. And that means something to me, and that means that spark like adds to the life that I have. And I don't know when I'm gonna die. I don't know how I'm gonna die. I don't know how it's coming, but at least I have that. You know, at least that meant something to me. At least the game time decision that Joel Embiid will probably have for his next game, like that'll keep me going because fittingly enough, I'm matched up against the dude to my left, so I'm trying to win, but I'm worried that I'm not going to because he has more games than me on the schedule.
Even beyond that, but even beyond that, it's ultimately it's about things kind of, you know, going back to normal. You know what I mean? Or being as close to what we would consider to be normal and shit, what you in your individual life would consider to be normal. You know what I mean? Like, you know, shit, just being able to go out to bars and talk some shit and, you know, have certain bartenders, you know, be on your wave is cool enough. But at the same time, a year ago, you know what I'm saying, we couldn't talk about that type of shit. So, ultimately,
funny because a year ago we were talking about that shit.
Yeah, about what could be
a different flavor, I guess.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, ultimately it's just, you know, we were at one point, now we're at a different point, and you know, here the fuck we are, man. Here the fuck we are. But you know, we can talk about life shit on another fucking cast, and you know, we're definitely trying to get guests for that. So, you know, if you're trying to see what's up, you know, you can hit us up on them comments, and you know, we may discuss a few things. But right now, we're dealing with a couple of injury-prone fucking seasons. But the NBA started back last Tuesday. The bum-ass Knicks are 2-1. And we've had... shit. Last week was a whole lot of fucking sports drama. That's all I can say. But, once again, that's why, you know, the fall season is... you know, it has to be the best sports season.
That thriller against Boston was some shit. Very much enjoyed that.
Should have ended in regulation, but whatever.
It's nice to see a functional team on the floor that is rallying behind Julius Randle and their leadership and their coaching and all that shit, and their fans.
Yes, an actual culture.
They seem excited to play the Knicks do, so I'm into that.
Yes. And you know,
with that said, you know, this is obviously again the start of the season, so
yeah, we'll see what happens. But certain individuals that are playing in Brooklyn are probably having second thoughts about things.
Are they though? I mean, they're totally seemingly willing to field this team that they have fielded and seem to be okay with the antics of a player that realistically they need to be successful.
Player 11
to win, at least to win a title.
Player number 11.
But and I know we talked about him a lot already in the last episode, but him and Simmons are like the main major storylines going on, I would say, in the league, even amongst what's been an exciting amount of games all over the league that have been happening.
in 1 week.
First
well,
week.
almost 1 week.
The first week. Almost 1 week.
And again, yeah, like those two players are bringing the most drama but the problem is, and that's the true definition of drama, because the shit is highly and very unnecessary. Two dudes who seemingly feel like they are superstars and the Pied Piper for I don't know what type of movements, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not old school enough to be like, yo, just play and whatever. But at the same time, look, I'm not. If you want to play, then certain things have to be accounted for. And again, I respect all the teachers who aren't trying to be vaccinated, and all the workers out there that aren't trying to be vaccinated, so on and so forth. I respect their point of view and their wave and basically their foundation and their stance, because they aren't high level athletes who are signed for multi-million dollars. So again, them not working changes their lives. Kyrie Irving, honestly, the way things are shaping up, he can sit home and collect maybe about $17-18 million. So once again, he is not the Pied Piper. All right, if he would choose to stay home and not get any of that money, and by no means am I telling him to do that, but at the same time, I'm not even gonna lie to you, that's that Colin Kaepernick shit. All right, he was not broke. He was never going to be broke. All right, if you really trying to be on that movement and be the leader / the face of that movement, you got to do a little bit more, all right? Not saying, it's the same thing, but it kind of is. Muhammad Ali sat home for 3 years because of his religion. Kyrie is sitting home because he doesn't want to take a shot. And I'm not trying to say that in regards to diminishing what Kyrie is, trying to, defend and trying to prove a point against. But at the same time, understand something. He's a professional basketball player that is going to travel throughout the fucking country. So him not wanting to take a shot against a teacher who has to be in one place at one time all the time, those are two totally different things. And again, I understand all of that, but Kyrie is not the dude who should be he's not the face of that movement. He doesn't relate to that movement no matter what the fuck he says. There's no way a professional athlete who's a millionaire can communicate and compare to a fucking broke ass teacher somewhere in Brownsville, okay? Who's choosing and who should be able to choose whether or not they are vaccinated, but at the same time they lose money and they either go broke or poor. Meanwhile, Kyrie loses fucking money and he can go about his bullshit talk that he always goes about. And
that same teacher doesn't get paid more for taking the risk.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, bro. Yeah. He's still a millionaire no matter how much money he loses. But those teachers and everybody else that's going against the people who are supposedly supporting him at the Barclays Center at that rally. Look, I understand what y'all were doing, but at the same time, y'all are supporting the wrong motherfucker. Understand that, please. He's not the one that y'all should be supporting at all.
Especially if you are fans of his or the franchise, and I imagine because of that, you are invested in their winning a title, which is the ultimate goal. So with that said, I don't know how y'all can support a dude who, and again, strong beliefs, he's allowed to believe whatever, it's on him. But
you respect the beliefs, but
I also expect him to
you're
be a
that
professional.
yeah, but no. Like if your beliefs are that strong, then walk away.
Exactly, and he says he's not gonna retire. So, and you yourself said,
well, no, not even retire. Just like sit out for the season, bro. But you're not gonna do that because you and your fucking Instagram live said you still want your money.
Also, it looks bad.
So again, what are we really talking about?
Again, worst case scenario, as we talked about in the last episode, if they trade him, the value isn't the same. Even if he gets money, like the next team may not want him. The next team may bench him because they are more aggressive than the Nets.
Then you get rid of a headache that nobody really ever really wanted. So.
At least on the Nets side, yeah, definitely.
Shit, like bro, like again. If we talking about Kyrie Irving, bro, his legacy is one shot that he hit in Game 7. And it was a good shot, but...
And crossing Steph Curry that one time.
But even that, son. And again, like everybody else has said, what has he done since then, son?
A lot of diva shit. Again, put up good numbers, undoubtedly, but
he's the main reason why I wish the Warriors would have fucking beat the Cavs in 2016. So. Just him, son, really. Everybody else, they deserve that ring. He did not deserve that shit, son. And he's proven that.
That's hefty, yes, given how he's acting now. And on the flip side of this coin is Ben Simmons, who I don't want to say is acting in a similar way, but is in a similar situation. Like, if you don't really fuck with the organization,
nah, but they him.
But he clearly because of the money, or else he wouldn't be doing these things.
They're both acting like quaffs.
So again, that's making our scenario that we talked about in the last episode that more viable. Trade one for the other. Fuck it, you know.
I mean, they talking about that, but
that might be the shot in the arm that the other each player needs, because again, in Philly, Kyrie gets to shoot all he wants, and Ben gets to join a team that is sorely lacking in playmaking a little bit right now.
Honestly, Ben could play the center for them, but that's neither here nor there.
Again, I don't want to say he solves the problem, because he doesn't, but he is a big boost.
No, look, strategically, the trade makes sense for both teams because, like you always say, they solve each other's problems. But at the same time, do they really? You just trading one headache for another.
That's true. Hypotheticals, let's say Kyrie lands, they do the trade, Kyrie lands in Philly, everything goes good for a little bit, and then he decides, I'm just going to go on vacation. I'm just going to take these games off just because. I'm just gonna, pretend that I have COVID-19 even though I didn't get vaccinated or whatever it is. Or he brings that I'm not gonna get vaccinated headache.
You know what? Listen.
Do you think they'll put up with that? I doubt it.
No. But at the same time, look, Kyrie deserves to be shipped off to Siberia. So honestly, I don't know if this was a viable fucking trade, but if I'm Minnesota, I'm throwing. And fuck Cat, because, I ain't got no time for him. He's probably going to end up leaving. I'm trading D-Lo and maybe like a first round draft pick and somebody else to the Sixers. Or shit, even the Nets. Trade D-Lo back to the Nets. For either Ben Simmons or Kyrie.
Interesting.
Especially the Sixers. Because D-Lo on the Sixers.
From what I've heard of late, it's gonna have to be a 3-team deal, or at worst a 4-team.
That's because, and again, we button much on the the chat we have, son. Like you've said, the Sixers they have made shit way more difficult than it really needs to be.
They missed their window.
But again, that's because you know what it is, bro. They're that dude that knows that Shorty is cheating on them, but for that reason. He just wants to keep this bitch around.
They love her, man. I get it.
But she don't love you.
Nah, or shit. Even if she does, she's not willing to stick around in this situation.
In this case, she don't love you.
Nah, she wants something else.
She's clearly made it known that she's trying to. Even though everybody they've stopped finding this dude, son.
I mean, they know what it is. Like, it'd be different if they didn't, but it's on the table what it is on both sides. So
in other words, Doc and the Sixers, they're laying over the barrel with the Yeeks wide open.
essentially, unless they decide to trade it, they make the deal.
But they don't want to do that. They've openly said.
I know. I mean, but they're in a tight spot because, all right, you have again, as I said in the other episode, you are wasting a roster spot on this guy who doesn't want to play there.
Yes.
You are paying him or not paying him, depending on if he's suspended or not.
No, because like they were fining him the whole time. That's what I was telling you in the chat. Like
either way,
he's been losing money.
He's losing or paying or whatever. Like there is a monetary loss involved.
Yes.
On both sides.
Right.
Even if he were to come back for in whatever hypothetical that this is.
Right.
The other star of the team doesn't fuck with him. So that's not gonna work.
No, he doesn't, but at the same time he understands his worth.
Absolutely, but at the same time he also understands that this drama is not worth it. And if I'm the future, because this dude literally said I don't want anything to do with Philly, then that's that. You know, like
that's
I don't blame Joel for being the company man at all.
You know, and you know what it is, bro. I can't even blame Ben or Embiid. Philly seems to just have this weird fucking curse when it comes to like having multiple superstars. For whatever reason, they can't have two young superstars. They always got to bring the motherfuckers in when they old.
I mean, also they, as I said before, even though Tobias is earning his check, as I said in the chat and other places,
and we coming to the end of that contract.
Exactly, he earned his money. Like is the point. Whereas other players they signed, like your Al Horfords and people like that, did not. And
your big Penguins.
Exactly, like you could have. And again, hindsight is 2020. You know, fans are a little merciless at that. Like at the time when you're making these deals. Especially now that I'm back in fantasy, by the way, like, you see certain players, and like, oh, that's a good player. And then you pick them up, and it's like, oh, they're injury prone.
Yeah,
or they're this, or they're that.
Playing fantasy, it doesn't make you more invested, son, in a way that you really don't want to be.
And that said, you know, I don't want to be just like, well, they should have just did this, you know.
Back in my day.
But the primary mistake that the Sixers did make was not getting guards for that lineup that they put together with Jimmy Butler and all these people. And not trusting, like they allowed the perception of Jimmy Butler to kick him out of the team. Because, you know, he's seen as difficult. He's seen as this and that. You know,
no. Unfortunately, we have to put that on the Ben Simmons effect. That and brother JJ not fucking reading up. That being JJ Redick.
So all those in the pile, right? Like all that said,
the realest niggas in the room left because of Ben Simmons.
And if they were really trusting the process, they would have done what they could have done to keep that team together.
The media made it seem like it was Joel, but it was really Benny.
And even outside of the team, it came down to Kawhi Leonard with the miracle shot to put them away. So
I was in Miami when that happened, by the way.
So I feel like a lot was altered by that shot and by those events, obviously. And I feel like the process stopped trusting the process. And
honestly, nah. You know what? Because had they made it to the finals, shit probably would have got worse way sooner, bro. But
at least they would have been there to contend
all day. But look at the egos that was on that fucking team.
I understand and I agree with you. All I'm telling you is that they would be, again, perception is a theme of this, right? So they would be seen as a lot better of a team than they are seen right now. Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, like you said, the process would honestly, people would have seen the process as a success as opposed to.
It would. I don't see it as a failure. I just think that it would have panned out a little more than it has.
No, listen, Joel Embiid makes that shit not a failure, but Ben Simmons would have been a part of that.
Yeah. and the team would have gotten the all the due praise that it is due because of the performances that they've shown in the last few years. However,
so they were the number one fucking seed in the East last year.
However, their front office has not set them up for success.
And they lost to the Hawks.
Exactly.
The Knicks lost to the Hawks too, but we weren't the Sixers.
Yeah, but those weaknesses are glaring. Like the
weakness.
The Sixers have been tearing shit up all year, and even if I'm continuing to defend the Sixers or whatever, which I'm not trying to do really, they came against a team that they like to beat, that they thought they were outmatched, that they could totally flatten, and they got smoked. They fell asleep, and that comes down to roster choice. That comes down to culture.
No, they came across the hottest team in the playoffs at that point.
Definitely, that too, and it comes down to drama, and ultimately, it sank the team. It really did, and now they are scrambling to deal with the fallout of interpersonal bullshit, and at the same time trying to keep the process going. And I worry, even though I'm not like some Sixer fan or anything like that, just as someone who enjoys a good basketball team, I worry that not so much they can't recover from this, but it'll be a while before they do, and they don't have years to give, especially with Joel Embiid, who, although great, is injury prone. And we will see if the choice they have made is correct that they also have to make, which is to trade Ben Simmons, because he is the cog that is over it. He needs to get out of the machine so that he can go fit into somewhere else, which he will, given his skill set, how good he is, and just to change the scenery. An example that I often make in the group chat that we have together is Markelle Fultz, who kind of went through the ringer with the 76ers. So here we are talking about the Sixers fittingly. Went through Sixers. He went through the ringer with them. They had discounted him, devalued him, all these other things, and he went to Orlando, and he seems to be doing much better. Has a different mindset, and here we are. And it doesn't. He's not an all-star or anything, but the point is that he had to get out of their environment. There's something about their environment that is not adding up with young players there in Philly, except for Joel Embiid, because he's the best player on the team and they need him. So I point the finger at the front office more than Ben Simmons or any of these people, because again, hindsight is 20/20. There's no way to be like, all right, I knew that these guys weren't going to work out. But the moves that they had made while they had these two together playing well are suspect. Especially the Jimmy Butler move to get him and see how successful they were as a team, and to get him out of there because he has a strong personality.
That's up. Philly's whack. They've whack, and they've turned a situation that could have propelled them. It may have sank them a little bit more. We'll see. But Philly. I don't know what the fuck they doing, son. They had it all and they let it all the way the fuck go, man. So once again, folks,
seemingly on purpose.
Yeah.
Al Horford and all these guys, like, I don't understand.
And a lot of that shit is honestly it's all about bullshit ego, man. Unfortunately, but the East is wide open right now. I had somebody at the bar ask me the other night, who really could or will take it, and clearly, the number one option is the Bucks, but based upon certain transgressions, and much like I told this individual that night, the Heat may have something for certain individuals. I'm not saying they're gonna win the chip, but we'll see. But right now, there really is no competition for a healthy Bucks team. Look, If the Bulls get their mind right, maybe. But right now, again, it might be like I said, the Bucks or the Heat. But